Okay, got it. Awesome. So welcome everybody. Just to give you a small introduction again, for those of you who just joined, my name is Margherita and I'm representing Prime Impresa today, a vet center or a vet provider based in Italy, and coordinating the project There 4.0, which is a virtual exchange project. And today specifically, we are joining the Intercultural Dialogue on Discrimination that will be led by Dr. Ziad Fahed. And briefly, Armin from Youth Power, which is one of the 6 organizations part of the project, will be introducing their 4.0 to give us more specific details. So I'm going to give the floor to him. And of course, what I would like to stress is, should you have any questions at any point of the dialogue, or would you like to have your say, do not hesitate and do not wait.
Is it
yeah, sorry. So yeah, it was mine. So do not wait maybe for a specific time or a specific section. Please interrupt, if I can say that in the nicest way. So Armin, I give you the floor.
Yeah, super. So we will just try to test it because
can you hear me now? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good.
I think you turn off.
Thanks, guys. Okay, I hope now is everything okay, right?
Is it now okay?
Yeah, I think it is, because Vedran is muted, so we don't hear anything. Yeah.
But you can hear him through my microphone.
Yeah, can you hear me? No.
We can.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, everyone, once again. So thank you, Margherita, for a short introduction. For us, it's pleasure to see so many bright minds and passionate individuals gathered here today for this online conference. So for the next 2 hours, a little bit more, we will be on a journey of discovery, knowledge sharing, and collaboration. So we will delve into the topic that matter. We are going to exchange some ideas and try to inspire one another. But beyond this presentation and these discussions, this conference is all about you. So your insights, your experiences, and your contributions. So we are here not just to talk. So we are here to engage, learn, and make a difference, okay? So when it comes to agenda, so today's program for this online conference, I can say it's a little bit colorful. So like in the very beginning, we're going to introduce you to this project. Then we're going to show you a short informative video also related to this project. Then we'll move to the part of welcoming participants plus expert details. And then we will show you short videos of the participants. And then we will move to the most important part where our dynamic speaker, Dr. Ziad Fahed, will have a main word. And then for the very end, you will have opportunity to share your, give some comments related to this whole experience, okay? But before we start with the introduction of the project, we'll first do a short ice-breaking game so we can warm up this conversation. And we think we chose really interesting question for you all. And it goes, if you could hang out with one cartoon character, who would you choose and why? So for you to make more easier, it doesn't need to be cartoon character. You can also choose a movie character or series character. And then you just need to give like short answer why would you hang out with that character. I hope that's fine, okay? We will give you 1 minute to think about it. Then I'll start first. Then I will be the second. And then he will choose randomly a name from the screen, and then that person will answer the question, and that person finish answering the question will choose also random name from the screen, and we will be going on and on until we conclude the circle, okay? So we'll give 1 minute, and then we will start with the ice-breaking game, okay?
Do you know which one is yours already?
Of course.
Okay, he's well prepared.
That's not fair.
As usual. So far we have 20 participants, which is super.
Your microphone still on?
Yes.
Okay. I think we can start, right?
Yeah.
So I hope we can start. I hope that you already have in your minds what cartoon character you're going to say. So if it's repeated, that's also fine. I think the reasons will not be the same, so don't worry about it. So, okay, I'll choose my all-time my favorite since I was a child. It's Peter Pan, because of his capability to fly, and I would actually love to hang out with him just to find out his formula how to stay young forever. So that's basically it. So you can
Yeah, I mean, when he said the question, first thing that came up to my mind was Tweety, this yellow bird that is always making some making some trouble, and this poor cat is always trying to catch it and never in the end succeed. And I really think as well that I'm kind of provoking, and yeah, I'm still alive, so thanks God. It will stay like that, inshallah. And yeah, I'm choosing Sofiane.
Why?
My name is Sofiane. Yeah, my name is Sofiane Asta from Tunisia, Jamaiti. As for the cartoon character, I think I choose the Detective Conan. I like to be surrounded by smart people, and he's a very smart kid. Yeah, so it would be interesting to spend a couple of days with him. Thank you.
Nice.
I'll pass the word to Ornella.
Hello, everyone. This is Ornella from Italy. And if I could choose a character, I would choose all the sailors from Sailor Moon, just to hang out with such cool girls and had the chance to experience other world, have superpower and so on. Plus, I really like the outfit, so I pass the word to Mariam.
So I think if I would choose a character, I would choose Homer Simpson. I always find it really funny the way, yeah, basically you will never be bored hanging out with him, so why not? So yeah, that's my character. Yeah, I think I'll pass it to Hamza.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Hamza, and I'm from Morocco. So it's a good question to ask about the character that we may like. I think for me, I would like to say Detective Conan, but Sufyan just said first, so it's always good to have the same characters. But I can say as well, I can say Superman, because I always wanted to have this superpower of flying everywhere and having this superpower and being everywhere I want in a few seconds. So it's I can choose Superman. So yeah, that's my character. I think I'll pass it to Yara.
Hi everyone. I couldn't think of a cartoon character. It was either Peter Griffin because he's hilarious, but I would go with Dr. House, Gregory House. I don't know if you know what it's a series, because he's very smart and inspiring. That's it. And I would like to choose Alec. Go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Alec from Lebanon, and if I could choose to hang out with any character, it would be Popeye, because he likes spinach, I like spinach, and I think it would be good buddies, and it's fun. It would be fun.
And who do you choose?
Yeah, that's the most difficult part. Yarima.
Yes, thank you. I would choose Timon and Pumbaa because The Lion King was my favorite movie. I watched it I don't know, 5,000 times when I was a kid, and I really like to say Hakuna Matata. No worries, and I like to try at least to be Hakuna Matata. So next I will choose Rafda.
Thank you, Yerima. Yeah, well, I chose Donatello from Ninja Turtles, but actually want to hang out with the whole Ninja Turtles. their chaos, sounds fine, you know, their living room and eating pizza all day. That sounds great. Also trying to save the world every once in a while, but just doing it, you know, like just nonchalant. So that's always a bit a bit fun. So yeah, that's that could be. In that sense. And I want to pass it to our new talent banker and masterpiece, actually, Mariella. I see that you're in our office. So yeah, welcome to join us. I'm curious about yours, actually.
Thank you. I guess that's me, right?
Yeah, Mirella then.
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Mirella. I actually am in the office of Masterpiece, indeed. I'm originally from Romania, but I live in the Netherlands. So today I joined Masterpiece and I'm actually really happy. If I could, actually, I would bring my character with me today to drive in curiosity, which would be Detective Dexter. I don't know if you know the cartoons. They were two guys, they were brother and sister, always annoying each other, but always cooking something in their laboratory. So I would be super curious, especially as a kid, to be there with them and try to see, okay, what can we cook for today? Something nice, something innovative, or yeah, something to annoy each other, because I also have a sister, so I would have loved to do that to her, like little pranks. Yes. And I will pass it to Tamer.
Hello, I'm Tamer from Lebanon. I would choose Scooby from Scooby-Doo, the dog. He was unintentionally funny, and it was so. I think it's so much fun to hang out with. I pass to many names. To Ornella.
I think she already.
Oh, okay. So Maya.
Hi guys, my name is Maya. I'm from Bulgaria, but I live in United Kingdom. I choose Mulan. Mulan, she's quite a crazy girl, always fighting for something. Everyone hear me? I was not sure because okay. She's always fighting for something, but end of the day, she's the most important in the movie. She's the queen, she's the boss, she's everything. So in my personal life, I'm always fighting. I'm always controlling everyone. So I think that is me, definitely. Then I'm choose who is left. I'm not sure who is left. Sofiane.
He was my victim.
Who is the next?
I
Is
already
anyone
spoke.
talking? Okay. Is anyone not spoke?
Yeah, so far we have Dorothea. She wrote on the chat. She was Snoopy as well, so a friend with me. Snoopy could be living in imaginational world using the fantasy. And then we had as well El Mehdi, Captain America, as reflect on inclusion and social responsibility. And do we have anybody who didn't
say their character?
It's totally fun, even if you want to be Casper and to disappear.
We have another comment.
Okay, another one, Ale. I think, yeah, sorry, my mistake, so microphone is not working as well. He would like to hang out with Polon because she's always funny and having great time messing things up. Yeah, and she as well liked the mythology. Nice. Anybody else? Or I think we are quite fine.
That's it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Then we can go further or
go for the next.
Yeah. Yes, of course, we would like to thank Erasmus Plus because approving this project and making sure that we can meet each other, and we hope we will have 5.0 or I don't know 4.2 or whatever we came up with. Yeah, so this project was approved by Erasmus Plus by this sub-grant, sub-program which called Erasmus Plus Virtual Exchange, where we are trying to make different innovations and different exchanges between young people, educators, and youth workers with this aspect of intercultural program using technology and making bridges between different countries that possibly we would need. But this project is making it even more simpler. If you need any more insights about Erasmus Plus, be free to reach. We are kind of seniors, quite old people in Erasmus.
Yeah, so the name of the project is there 4.0, digital acceleration to empower young entrepreneurs. And we wouldn't be this project wouldn't be alive without 6 hardworking, beautiful project partners. If we go next. And they are Progress Associata Benefit, Masterpiece Foundation, Lebanese Development Network, Masterpiece Morocco, Jamaiti, and Youth Power. So we all together are trying to achieve the same goal of the project, and that is to improve conversations between different cultures and encourage diversity and new ideas. We also want to make sure that everyone has access to digital tools and fields included. And the project actually focuses on developing people's skills in communication, understanding other cultures, thinking critically and analytically, being creative and continuously learning. So for us, in order to achieve these goals, we created 3 main activities, and they are to think outside the box, which this conference is actually part of. They are to learn digital skills. We can say that we are about to launch our first module, our first online course tomorrow. And that course is part of this, Dare to Learn Digital Skills. And third, Dare to Create Transnational Digital Solutions. When it comes to this certain Dare to Think Outside the Box activity, we created 4 key goals, and they are sharing our individual experiences, developing teamwork skills and learning together, exploring new unconventional avenues and creating fresh ideas, building friendships with people from around the world. So here you have a survey that you can fill up maybe in the very end. So it would be really appreciate your feedback. So you can see a link. You can scan it now and save link for the later, but I think we will also show you this this code in the very end again. Yeah. So maybe that's actually better, right?
We can share it.
Or you can share it in the chat. Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah. And what the next is the...
Yeah, so for the very end, actually, you can share it first, maybe. Yeah. You can avoid that. Yeah. So this is actually the main focus of the project, but for me, it looks like a slogan, interesting one. So that's why you put it in the very end for everyone to hear it. So the partnership aims to see a future where being different is a plus. Caring about the other is cool. Going digital is normality. So that will be it from first part of the presentation. Now we are going to show you a short informative video about this project, where you will be given, where you get more clearer image of the whole project.
And just to be clear, I never played videos, so I hope you can you all can hear it. If not, I can, then Margarita will.
Welcome to our Dare 4.0
Is it okay?
project. We would like to take you to a brief tour of what our project is all about. I am Sam, your host. Here are some key insights about the project.
We can see the full screen, I think.
Aims to equip 1,500 young people 18 to 30, focused on young entrepreneurs and youth workers in Italy,
Video doesn't,
Sweden, Lebanon, Tunisia, and Morocco with skills and competencies to accelerate the digital transformation of the economy and society. It aims to enhance intercultural dialogue and foster diversity and innovation while bridging the digital divide, promoting inclusion and participation. The project aims to foster the development of interpersonal and intercultural skills, including critical and analytical thinking, creativity, and learning. The partnership aims to see a future where being different is a plus. We know that caring about the other is the new cool. Going digital is new normality. To achieve this future, the coordinator and partners have designed the project building on their experiences with young people the results of implemented projects, and today's needs of youth. A total of 120 young people, young entrepreneurs, and youth workers will participate in 10 online facilitated platforms tackling intercultural and digital topics. A total of 60 participants will receive 5 interactive open online courses, and together co-create 10 mobile applications that address common challenges and problems. And finally, with the DARE 4.0 Summit, a jury will select the top 3 who shall receive awards for a further learning experience.
Super. Nice that this worked. I was quite paranoid that it will, that something will happen as usually do. So I think that's from our side now. Jamaiti, if I'm correct, they can take over or not.
First of all, thank you very much, guys, for introducing the project and for the icebreaker, which I thought was quite interesting. And I can now pass the word to Yara, who will be introducing our guest speaker for the day, and he will obviously be leading the dialogue. So Yara, the floor is yours.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start by introducing Dr. Ziad. He's a theology expert. He has a doctorate in theology from Catholic University in Lyon, France. His main research interests are theology of religion and politics, interreligious dialogue and pluralism, inclusion and diversity. He also offered many workshops and seminars all over the world to promote the dignity of being different and to discuss the strategies from successful inclusion. So Dr. Ziad, if now's the time, the floor is yours.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon. Hi, so my name is Ziad Fahed. I'll be with you for the remaining part of the session of today. Probably the session I have designed on 2 parts. We'll do the maximum I can in order to deliver the request. I will start by sharing my screen. But before starting, allow me to thank again all the organizers of this great idea and the great project. I'm sure that we will be looking forward to hear from your different experiences and to do a different type of icebreakers, different type of activities, so we can mingle, we can socialize, and we can understand from each other more about the experiences of each of us. So the idea, as I guess was mentioned by the opening remarks, by Vedran, that it's not about a class that we'll be giving. We'll be looking for interacting. We'll be looking for enriching each other's from the different experiences that we have. I will start by sharing my screen, and approximately this is where we'll be going during this time of the presentation. So I will be focusing on the intercultural dialogue as I was requested, fostering diversity and inclusive strategies, and we'll be addressing part of the discrimination as part of. So again, welcome everyone. Good morning, guten Tag, bonjour, etc. The general objective and introduction of the objective of the session of today, I would design for me 4 objectives. The first one would be understanding more and more about the intercultural dialogue that we may be facing everywhere we are going or we are traveling. Objective number 2 would be overcoming diversity and cultural challenges. What are the challenges that we are facing and how we can overcome these challenges? Number 3 is to foster an inclusive environment and inclusive societies. What can we do? What shall we avoid in order to enrich and to foster inclusive contexts? And last but not least, understanding and appreciating what I do call the cultural keys. Les clés culturelles, Arabic المفاتيح الثقافية, the cultural keys that would allow us to understand more. Today, we live in a competitive world, calls for individuals who have soft and life management skills, such as cultural intelligence and diversity and inclusiveness management skills. Among the main results that I will be focusing on during this session, I will be result number 1 that I will be expecting to have a positive and academic knowledge on religious and cultural diversity. Number 2 is to positive encounter about toward culture and religious diversity. Number 3, enhancing the cultural intelligence and in contributing to increase in the cultural quotient culturel. During these sessions that I will be leading, I will be using different techniques, different methods, different tools like debate, exchange, tests. We'll be watching some YouTube. We'll be using the Mentimeter. We'll have group discussions. We'll have breakout rooms. So different technique. I'll be using these different technique in order to facilitate and to enable myself and the participants in order to outreach and to get the 3 results and the outcomes that I'll be expecting. The first session that I will start immediately will be about, first of all, a general introduction that I am already in. And in 1 minute, I'll be asking you this question through a game that we'll be going to do together. How would you describe your cultural background? And step number two in this session, how culturally aware am I? We'll try to do through another exercise or challenge or a test just for fun to measure and to assess and to reflect on how culturally aware each and every one. Then I will be working on defining culture. How can we define culture? We'll go for an exercise in breakout room. And then I will define what is the culture iceberg. So in order to outreach the first exercise that we want to do, I will reopen the floor now. I'll give you the floor again. But through this technique, I will ask you to introduce yourself by choosing 3 qualities that others would use to describe, to indicate your own cultural background. Okay? How would you choose the qualities that others would choose in order to describe your own cultural background? In order to do that, I would like to ask you to scan this QR code, and then it will lead you immediately to the Mentimeter, and you will have to fill the different techniques and the 3 concepts that in the Mentimeter. So please, you need to scan this QR code, and it will lead you to the exercise that I have designed for that. So focus number 1, what are the concepts, the keywords that you will be using in order to describe your cultural background based on others' perspective. Okay, ready? I will go now to the Mentimeter.
Can we ask you for an example?
Let's say my religious affiliation, my cultural belonging. Let's say I'm Lebanese, I'm Armenian. My cultural background is I am someone who is committed. I don't know. You will see. Look, freedom, nice people.
Okay.
I like. I don't know. How would you describe your own cultural background?
Sorry, can you show again the QR code?
Okay.
Just a second.
Yeah. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, done. Thank you.
But authentic, great, generous, you know. Each one is supposed to write 3 concepts in this regard, please, in this field. Talkative. Active. Great with languages. Diverse. Curious. There is many who did not answer yet, please. At least 10 persons. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Good. 3 more, please. Delicious food, natural diversity. Well, I guess we need to do rich, hospitable, authentic, talkative, generous, sincere, religious, traditional, diversity. Yeah. There is few did not submit yet. We are 18, only 13 submitted. Anyone would like to submit, please do before closing this exercise. Okay, so I will say that these are the words that you have used in order to describe you and to indicate your own cultural background. Who would like to volunteer, please? Who would like to volunteer? I would, Sofyan, for example, Ornella, Maria, Hamza. Any of you would like to choose a concept that was not written by you, that you would like to pick from the list that you have above in front of us? Sofyan, Maria, Ornella, Hamza, Alec.
Randomly, for example.
Randomly choose a concept that you find it good, but it is not written by you, that it was written by someone else.
I'll choose authentic and talkative.
Okay. Why authentic?
Because
why?
I feel that relates also to my cultural background. So it's something that I see in common.
Okay, thank you. Sofyan, which concept would you choose?
Yeah, I said friendly, and I think the same reason. Yeah, because it represents also the people that I live with in my country. Yeah.
Okay, friendly. Do you think that authentic and friendly are something that we can see in someone's culture? We can see. Is that easy to see? Is that easy to see when you look to someone that you don't know necessarily?
No, but something that you can feel.
Yep. Excellent. This is what I want to hear. Alec, choose a concept that happy to see you again, Alec, after these years.
Yes, very happy to see you again.
Yes, he was my student, Alec. So go ahead, Alec. Choose a concept that wasn't not written by you.
I think curious.
Yep. And why you have selected this topic, this concept?
Because it's something very interesting to see as a cultural background. What does curious mean?
Maria, are you still here, Maria? Yarima, Maria, Yarima, Mirella.
Yes, I am. Mirella.
Mirella, what do you think when you look on the screen in front of us in this Mentimeter? Which concept or which idea you think that was repeated the most in this table that we have in front of us? Would you help her, please? Yes, go ahead.
I think generous, and I relate this one in some of them. It's a topic that it's amongst lots of cultures.
Yeah, but
and relates to hospitality also.
Which concept, Mirella? Is that Mirella?
Yeah.
Which concept was used the most here? Was repeated once or twice?
Probably active.
Active. What else? Who would like to help Mirella? Go ahead, Hamza.
I can say food. Because it was it's one of the things that is common with our country, with the diversity, with food diversity, like with many traditional food that it's famous around the world. So I can see food is one of the good topics.
Okay.
I agree with Hamza as well. Food, I would have picked food as well.
Food. So it's food. It's international. So we can make a new hashtag. Food unites us. Food unites us.
And friendly.
Yes, it goes beyond. Build bridges. Food build bridges.
And friendly also.
Yes, and especially with some drinks can help also, probably in some culture. So, but I would say also, guys, there is another concept that I see that it was repeated. So the idea of generosity, hospitality, welcoming, friendly are very present here. But I think there is another concept that is very important also, that at least was repeated twice here.
Hospitality.
Yeah, I said it.
Traditional?
I would say traditional or religion, or Muslim country, religion, Muslim country. These are I am underlining this this concepts just to say that sometimes the idea here is that sometimes we care or we see that there is a lot of similarities. Oh, someone added again. No. So it's the idea of religious belonging or cultural belonging that we can see either through hospitality, through friendship, through hospitality, through different type of food, welcoming, generosity is very important. And also at the same time, the idea of religious belonging, because this religious belonging is something that is very deep in everyone culture. In the first session, as you were observing, I'll be focusing on describing and moving on toward defining the idea or understanding culture. My second exercise here again, I want you to scan this another QR code. So would you please scan this second QR code, and the question here will be another exercise. How culturally aware you think you are, or how culturally aware am I? How culturally aware am I? Would you please accept to scan this QR code? It's a series of concepts, a series of questions that will help you and us to measure and to see how we are prepared in order to understand this culturally awareness. Okay, then I will take the floor and I will define the idea of this warm up. I will go ahead, I will take the floor and I will explain and define scientifically and in another way the idea of cultural belonging. So you have scanned this QR code. Tamer, Ornella, Maya, Ragda, Mirella, Yarima, Alek, Sofyan, Ornella, or if you prefer other names, Peter Pan, Detective Conan, Samson, Superman. So just scan this game test that will lead you to forms, and we will have you been able to open the forms?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Yeah, yes, we are filling it.
Yeah, the ideal if you can avoid ChatGPT, and that give you just 3 minutes and we will stop. Again, we're still in the warm-up, guys. We're still in the warm-up. We need to warm up in order to define the perception of culture. When you submit, please let me know.
I have submitted my
Thank
answer.
you, Mariam. Thank you, shukran. Thank you. Danke. Gracias.
Okay, done as well.
Done. Thank you, Margarita. Your name is Margarita, right?
I'm done as well.
We done it as well.
Oh, great. Yep. Can I open it? Not yet.
Ornella is still busy with it.
Ornella?
Done.
Okay, great. Hamza, Peter Pan. Ready, guys? Can I open it?
Done.
Yeah, let me see the results. Okay, I have 12 question answers already. Okay. In which country I will take no, okay, good. Was it a nice exercise?
Yes, quite challenging actually.
It was, and I'm afraid that I already forgot what the answer.
But who said quite challenging? Who said Margarita?
I did, yeah.
Yes, it's you, Margarita, because I don't know the voices. I cannot see the photos while talking here. So I have stopped sharing the screen so I can see the result. If you want me to make it, I can share the screen so you can see the result of everyone. Okay? Yep. Voila. The first question, which country is the number 4 considered unlucky? 4 said in China, and the right answer is China. Because it has to do, 4, it would also mean in China dead. And so it is considered to be unlucky number. In which country does nodding the head up and down mean no rather than yes? Okay. The right answer was Bulgaria. And then not the other countries. Again, guys, this is just a warm-up exercise. Don't panic. Not a big deal. Just it's a game. So no worries. Aha. Which country has the most time zone? So on purpose, I put this big countries so you can be confused. And I did well, I guess. So Russia, China, Australia, United States, absolutely none of them. It's France. France has the most time zone. Sorry, sir. Guys, someone can mute the person who...
Is it to the colonists?
Yeah, she's muted.
Would you please, Margarita, help me? And would you accept?
Absolutely, I've muted the participant.
Really
somebody else, no problem. And I think somebody commented the question.
Okay, but he speaks in Spanish. I guess I wasn't able to understand. So the funniest part is France because, due to Dom-Tom and the expansion and the islands they have everywhere. So France had the biggest time zone on Earth. Which of the following would not offer a gift as a Chinese businessman? A clock, because it means time is running and basta, you did well. What do you understand by ethnocentrism? Or here we are going directly to the right answer. Judging people from another country only by the values related to your own civilization or your own culture. And all the exercise was to reach this type of questions. And this is great. You did perfectly well. Excellent. Humor across culture is best avoided as some culture may be offended, best used, etc. And the biggest part here under that question, a great way to ice breaking and to voila, which is great. Here we have a good percentage. Which of the following is not necessarily for developing culture fluency? Setting our own culture back and then starting from our own culture, judging and assessing someone else's culture. Some countries like Japan have what is referred to as a high context culture. That means people tend to communicate with explicitly based on inherent understanding. In fact, this is what we were expecting through this German-like deadlines. Yeah, in general, this is the case. What is a culture bias? A culture bias tendency to favor one's own background, one's own culture, and to give it domination over others' culture. This is being culturally biased. Which is of the following best describe cultural awareness? Excellent, very well. You did extremely well here. And understanding and recognizing, understanding what is the full text? Sorry. And understand. Okay, just to give you the possibility. And recognizing of the cultural differences and similarities that exist among individuals and groups. So this warm-up exercise was targeted also to warm up and to give the possibility to understand more. So after this exercise, I will be reading from here. Any comment about the exercise, please?
I have a question.
Go ahead, sir, miss.
So if in the I don't know the number, but in the statement Germans like deadlines, would that not be considered a stereotype?
Yeah, it's a common understanding. Yes, it could be considered as a stereotype, but in this case, if I may,
It's like saying all Italians like pizza.
Yeah, but again, if I may, and I don't know if you would agree, this is a positive and nice stereotype. Would you agree with this, Margarita? Would you agree with this?
That it is a positive stereotype.
Yes, yes.
I would think that is a subjective.
Yeah, but historically speaking, and is based on many type of research and papers which show that. And I was told also that in Germany, it depends. Some cities or some part of Germany is much more picky on time than other. So there is hundreds of examples that would show. Now I will not take more than time on this, but we can share like Margaret also share about the pizzas. Yes, let's say like Armenian like basturma, or like if I say Christians like this, but you know, if I open the floor, I can spend many minutes on that, where we can share positive stereotypes. Positive exercise, positive stereotype. Okay. But again, we have also to take the concept or the introduction of Margarita into consideration, because sometimes it's easy to fall down. And when we say Germans are picking on time or respect deadlines, this could also open the space to say Lebanese don't do that, or Italians don't do that, or you know, it could be positive for them while being extremely negative for others. So come in exactly to take care about it. I
saw that Armin, sorry, Dr. Fahed, I saw that Armin had his hand up, so I don't know if you wanted to comment on it.
I wanted
Margarita,
to
sorry, excuse me, Margarita, because I cannot see the screen fully, and you have visibility on the screen of the speakers. If someone would raise your hand, I would really appreciate if you would accept to help me and tell me this raise it as X or Y or Z.
Absolutely.
Shukran, thank you.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
No problem.
Yes, I wanted to say that, it's not offensive. It's true. As many of you know, I'm working between Sweden and Germany, and like now I had to plan my whole vacation for next year, like up to the date. And as well, I'm getting invitation for Christmas. So it's quite that we like deadlines and we like to plan in advance, and it's absolutely true. And I don't see it offensive in that way.
Yeah, and but I mean, Italians do like pizza, so I agree with you as well.
Armenian like basturma. Would you, sir, remind me your name, sir? It's
Armin.
Armin. Yes. Amazing, because some of the invitation I received 1 year in advance, asking me what I want to eat 1 year later. You know, sometime about planning could be. But again, please,
Margarita.
Armin, if I may, also, what is the picky point is that when we are positive on this group, it's great to enjoy positiveness, but also the challenge would be to make sure that we are not negative about the others. And this would make hurting if I am Spanish or British or Lebanese. When you say that, yes, German like deadlines, but make sure that you don't forget me, or you're not being offending me as.
No, I'm talking as a German, so
yeah. So thank you. That's just
politically correct.
Yes, I would move now to try to define what is a culture, because the main topic that I'm invited to, how to be culturally aware and how can I enjoy different cultural diversity. A culture is a way of life of an entire society. So it's a common where it's based on belief, tradition, art, history, and choosing glory and choosing drama. The choosing that is that all of these choosing glory and all these would pass from a generation to another generation. Now I would like to ask you to open the floor. I would ask you to give me an example to enjoy this exchange between all of you guys. And this is a unique platform, and I'm very happy to be part of this platform, at least for these 3 hours, would you please accept, anyone would like to open the floor and give me example about a chosen drama in his or in her own context, in his or in her own society, in his or in her own culture background. What is a chosen drama? Give us an example. Alec, get ready, Alec.
Sorry, can I ask you to better explain what do you mean by chosen drama?
Chosen drama, it's a drama that happened for an entire culture group. Let's say, if I am a Jew, the chosen drama of the Jewish people is the Holocaust that happened for where half of the Jewish community were killed by the Nazis. Okay? This is a very serious chosen drama, not only for the Jewish people, but for humanity. But anyway, in this topic, if I am a Jew and I have lost my ancestors, in this case, it would be a drama for my community.
Okay, thank you for explaining that.
Thank you, Miss.
I see Maya as her hand up.
Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Maya. Go ahead, Maya. Merci, Margarita.
Hi guys. So yeah, I got your point. What you mean when you give it example with the Jewish? I give it example with Bulgarian people. About 500 years we have been in Ottoman time. So that is really very tough subject to talking. The whole Bulgarian peoples were still have issues between Bulgarian and Turkish people. Not myself, but like I can say 85% of the country, they're still being quite racist about the Turkish people. Even this has happened now, how many centuries ago? Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the tough things for Bulgarian Ottoman time.
Okay, thank you, Maya.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you. I will take one more example or two maximum of chosen drama, then I will go to chosen glory. I will give example about chosen glory. Alec or Maria, Hamza, Sofyan. Guys, you use this platform to communicate more about your cultural background so we can understand more about each other's cultural background.
I think for Italians, maybe fascist could be a chosen drama.
Yeah. Fully agree. Yes, thank you.
If I may add something, of course, we have also others, but it's also related to what Maya said. I think in my culture, because of history, shared also similar one with the Ottomans, plus the communists. Even what's actually interesting, I was watching yesterday the Ottoman Imperium series, and I actually even saw exactly how they were explaining when they got defeated. We got defeated, and then in the Ottoman Empire took over the region for 400, 500 years. So it's yeah, interesting to see.
Anyone would like to add something?
I think also from Morocco, I think one shared from drama as well is colonialization. Spanish, French as well. I think not only Morocco, but North Africa, Africa in general. So yeah.
And when I think, Mariam, about the recent earthquake, it's a huge disaster. I'm sorry, I did not. We are happy to have you on board and to see that you overcome that. But among the recent chosen glory drama is this tragedy that happened. For tsunamis, for Thai people, or whatever. Thank you, Mariam. Chosen glory. It would be nice also to choose to explain and to comment on some chosen glory, guys, that we celebrate together. For example, if I was Arnella, I would also to overcome fascism. It's a chosen glory for the entire nation. Is that right, Arnella?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. I was doing this as an example. Thank you. Who would like to choose to explain the chosen glory concept for his people, for his culture? Go ahead, Hamza.
Yeah, when you say like chosen glory, the first thing that comes to my mind was like a historical date in Morocco was like it was like November 6th on 75. It was like the Green Walk. It was like one of the huge events. Like we call like it was a walk from the north of Morocco to the south, so we can liberate like like areas in Morocco. So I can say it's one of the chosen glories that we always remember every year, and it's like one of the important dates in Moroccan, like in Moroccan history.
Thank you, Hamza. Another chosen glory exercise that would like to share about that belongs not to Alek or Hamza or Ornella themselves alone, but to the entire group, to the entire people, to the entire community.
Maya, your hand is still up. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah. So because the Slavonics letter, it's coming originally from Bulgaria, two brothers they're writing down, and on 24th of May they've been made it, I forget the year, so literally it's quite big celebrate for Bulgarian and Russian and Macedonia, for quite few countries to to celebrate the Slavonic alphabets.
Shukran. Thank you. Danke.
Welcome.
If I was Armenian, for example, I would say among the chosen drama for my people would be the genocide that I was, which forces the Armenian community to lose 1,500,000, and now we are celebrating or commemorating the 106 years, I guess, 107 years, I guess, of this after this genocide. The chosen glory for me about the same case is how this group was able to overcome and to build a nation, or to build different communities and to succeed in life. They overcome this huge drama that affected and destroyed a huge part of the Armenian community. I'm just using examples, okay, guys? The chosen drama for the Lebanese people is Beirut blast. The chosen drama for the Lebanese people is when 3 years after the blast, no one is brought to justice. Zero justice. 6,000 injured, 75,000 houses destroyed, 220 persons killed, zero detainee. This is a chosen drama for me. So I will continue, guys. Sorry. Culture is more often a source of conflict than a synergy. Cultural differences are a nuisance at best and often a disaster, because sometimes culture would lead to conflict in terms of understanding, because now I'm part of an Erasmus Plus program about reflecting together from 5 different countries: Northern Ireland, Cyprus, Denmark, Lebanon, and Oslo, Norway, about how are we teaching contested narratives. Because sometimes the contested narrative, some of the examples that you have shared, could be source of conflict. But we are a civilized group, we are avoiding this type of conflict. And then cultural differences should not separate us from each other, but rather cultural diversity brings a collective strength that can be beneficial to all humanity. On another quote also, so a culture is a system of attitude, beliefs, values, and behaviors that's shared by a group of people. This is the understanding of how we can understand culture and how we can build on this perception. So the culture, by definition, it could be national, regional, professional, corporate, and it be manifested in different ways. It has an individual aspect, a collective aspect, and a universal aspect. Let's say in our case, for example, our human nature is uniting us as men, women, people of peace, for example. And the collective, where we think about the different culture that is uniting us, that all of us, we are eager to learn more and to affect more and to bring and to build a better tomorrow. Individual, because the character of everyone is also is unique. So now I want you, please, I would like to do an open breakout rooms for 5 minutes, where I want you to share, if possible, please, 1 or 2 stories with large group. And the question would be this: think about and relate your personal cross-cultural experience, even if it's good or even if it's bad, to us. Tell us how you handle that, what you learned from it, and your advice for others in the session who might experience a similar incident. So the idea of the breakout room, you can take a photo if you would like of this, Margarita, if you would give me the possibility to...
I took a screenshot. I'm going to send it on the Zoom chat.
Yes, and if you please, maybe you can do the breakout rooms. You have the privilege. You have, because I think that I don't have it. So
yeah, I have it. Don't worry.
yeah, so we'll make 2 breakout rooms, guys, or 3. Maybe you are 20. Make 3 breakout.
2. Yeah.
2. Okay, 2. So please, guys, the question is, I want you to think about a culture experience that you have had, either positive or either negative. Let's say, for example, if I was, let's say, well received or well welcomed by someone because I'm a Lebanese, or if I was sometimes rejected because I was Middle Eastern. For example, once I was in France, so I lived 10 years in my life in France, and now I'm back again and back and on and off. So, for example, I do remember some colleagues, professional colleagues who were working with the same place as me, were accusing my culture, Middle Eastern culture, that is not allowing me to work with women and to have a woman as a boss. You know, for example, so they judged me based on my Middle Eastern background, saying that because I'm Middle Eastern, I can never accept a woman who have responsibility over my position. For example, this is a case story. And I will share with you at a later stage, but no need now, how I overcome this type of racist comment, because for me it was a racist comment where all the group of my Middle Eastern identity was involved. So please, guys, Margarita will open the two breakout rooms for 2 groups, and please take 5 minutes, think together, please, about a cultural experience challenge, even it is positive or even it is negative, and tell us, share in the group how you have faced that and how you overcame this type of challenge. Is that clear? Do you have any question? Okay, Margarita can open the breakout rooms. Okay, we'll go to the breakout rooms, guys.
All right, you should have your breakout room and you should join. Un'altra molto più grande.
Sì, è arrivata.
Perfect.
Hello, hello.
Vediamo come si vede adesso.
Hi, Margarita.
Hello.
You're based in?
Palermo, sì, sì.
Hello, so this is the third breakout room.
No, my intention was to create 2 breakout rooms.
I didn't get anything on my screen.
Let me see if I can try, because I'd like to move us.
Fine for me, no problem.
Because you should have received the invite. Why is it not working? Room 2. Tamer, did you receive it? Tamer? Okay.
Well,
and I wanted to assign you as well. Yes.
Margarita, one question, please. Would you please just because I'm confused with the schedule when I saw it, would you, it is now 4:10 in Beirut. How many minutes do I still have?
You still have about 50 minutes.
50? 50.
Yeah, is it too much?
No.
Okay.
I have many exercise, short YouTube movies, documentaries that will help me, because when I saw the schedule, I was a little bit confused. So now it's clear.
No. So no problem. Would you like me to assign you to a breakout room?
I would say no, because maybe it's better to leave them alone, and when they will be back,
okay.
If I'm in, they will have tendency to ask me questions. So better to not.
Okay, perfect.
I will take a few minutes off, and then I will.
All right. I'm just going to mute the mic in the meantime. Is that okay?
Me too. Me too.
Perfect. And obviously, Fahed, tell me, Dr. Fahed, tell me when you would like me to close the breakout room.
Yeah, let's say we'll give 5 minutes. Now it is 4:13. I will chronometer 6 minutes. Okay.
Perfect.
I will remind you in 6 minutes or 5 minutes. You can send them a announcement.
A message.
What does it mean
Sure.
from empresa? From
It doesn't have a specific meaning actually. Impresa, it's sort of like a company. It means company, but it doesn't have a specific meaning. The initial part doesn't really mean much from.
D'accord. I would really appreciate, Margarita, if you would accept to 10 minutes before ending, before my time is over, just if you can send me either a private message or make an announcement, please, Ziad, make sure that
Absolutely.
10 minutes.
Absolutely. 10 minutes to 4, I will send you, I will make an announcement or send you a
Please,
message.
would you please?
No problem.
Thank you, miss.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Bye.
Dr. Fahed, I think we
The
can
challenge that I
found
found most
Would you
difficult was
send a message on the groups?
I'm just breaking them up now,
communicate with
and we
them
will have 1 minute.
because we have very different styles.
Hello, back.
Yep.
Where was
Okay.
his nice conversation in his end?
It was nice.
Yeah, it was
You
nice.
survived that.
Mm.
So the group was with Maya. Those were with Maya. Would you share with me some of the story that will all benefit
Oh,
from?
I can talk in a lot of stories. Yeah, I
take
was
one or
in my
two.
group. Okay, so I can say the beginning when I was come to UK, I was not speaking any English at all. Basically, I'm learning the English on the street. And I get the job in Tesco. Tesco is quite big supermarkets here in Britain, one of the populars, and with none of English, and the culture is different and everything. I don't know, the British people, they not have a good knowledge about Bulgarian people. They're judging Bulgarians and Romanians here. I don't know what the reason is. When I was starting working in Tesco, people ask, where are you from? And I said, I'm Bulgaria, half Bulgarian, half Russian. And they say, oh, nice, nice. Where are you from? I'm from Romania. Oh, nice. Where are you from? I'm from Pakistan. You know, girls with the hijab, it's coming and things. But when it's coming like French, Italy, or Spanish people come for work, where are you from? I'm from Spain or Italy. Oh, I love like this, you know. And end of the day, when we're still continue working with this kind of group peoples, actually myself, couple of Romanians, couple of Muslim and Indians as well, they're just made one group us on the side, and they're more focused with the rest of the people, like a British people, like another one. So I feel quite on the early backgrounds. I feel quite
we can consider that due to your cultural background, you haven't felt very welcomed in this situation, right?
Yes.
Yep. Can I choose a good story? Would someone share a nice story that faced? Because just try to be not only negative, but
yeah,
also
one of the girls in my group, she's having the good story from Japan.
Who is this from Japan? Who is
just
this lady?
Forget her name. The lady from Japan. Can you come in, please?
Ornella, yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Ornella, you are from Japan? Or
No,
Italy?
no. I'm from Italy, but I stayed for a quite long period, not that much, like couple, like 4 months in Japan.
Amazing.
And
Yes,
I had a good cultural experience.
Beautiful.
In that
Share,
time.
please. I like the good stories.
Simply, I mean, it was everything, everywhere I went, people were just opening their doors for me.
Wow.
I found a lot of nice people, good hospitality.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it was nice.
So hashtag go to visit Japan. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Thank you very much. Other stories, the other group, please. We'll now give a break to Maya and the Ornella team. Other team, the second team was with whom? Yep, yeah, please help me.
I think it was with Armin and Vedran and Hamza.
Yalla Hamza, yalla guys, yalla. Go ahead.
We had more positives there. We didn't have that much negative.
No, go ahead, enjoy. We enjoy positiveness. Yalla, go ahead, go do it.
Yeah, we shared how we were embraced, even though we had different cultures, or sharing the way we were embraced in other cultures. For example, I am Romanian, so I was embraced by Tanzanians, and by different rules, like we discussed earlier, because we were the only ones that didn't have to have a visa amongst all the other nationalities. So I was surprised, because we had some collaborations in the past, so that was a positive. Also, Yarima shared a very nice experience for her.
Yarima, go ahead, Yarima.
Yes, so I'm gay, and my sister-in-law, so my girlfriend's sister, she became a Muslim, and we went to the mosque together so my girlfriend and I as a couple, to support her, because they had an open day, especially for girls that became Muslim in the past couple of years, to introduce us and the family and friends that they wanted to introduce to the religion, and just wanted to share what they're experiencing with the community. And we felt very welcome, even though we were there as a couple, as two women together. So that was really nice, good experience.
Beautiful, beautiful. So the objective of this exercise is also was for me to feel that sometimes we are holding much more than our own background or our own identity. Sometimes people would look at Yarima, at Maya, at Margarita, Ziad, Alec, etc. So we are not holding only our own history, our own identity. We are embracing this different variety and this richness of identity that we are sharing. I want to share right now this short YouTube documentary movie, whatever you want to call it, about embracing diversity and what does inclusion means to you. The question is, what does inclusion means to you? We'll enjoy the video and this 1 minute to 2 minute video with this nice music. So get ready. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes, so I can see the screen.
We can see, but we can't hear.
Is that my perspective is valued?
Yeah.
À partir du moment où nous prenons le temps de nous aimer nous-mêmes en profondeur, nous allons plus voir les autres des barrières comme la culture, la race, les origines, parce que l'amour va primer.
Mångfald och integration är för mig att ha personer från olika bakgrunder, perspektiv och erfarenheter, och att aktivt kunna erbjuda dem en miljö där vi är alla välkomna.
Ich möchte auf der Arbeit mit Stolz von meiner Frau und meinen Kindern erzählen können.
Para mí significa que cada uno con sus diferencias podemos hacer cosas importantes.
Para sa akin, ang ibig sabihin ng diversity ay tanggapin ang pagkakaiba.
L'inclusion, pour moi, c'est de ne pas me poser la question de l'inclusion.
Migration is such a controversial topic, so we should embrace all cultures.
É poder oferecer as minhas vivências com legitimidade.
Не бояться заранее, что тебя не поймут или не примут.
Voor mij is het belangrijk om in situaties dat het moeilijk wordt, om er gebruik te maken van zoveel mogelijk meningen van mensen. Dat betekent voor mij op zoek naar diversiteit en inclusie.
Voor mij is het belangrijk dat de mensen mij aanvaarden en respecteren zoals ik ben.
Beautiful sentence of Mr. David Bowie. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. So let's work together.
بالنسبة لي التنوع هي حقيقة واقعية.
Yep. Comment. Diversity, planet Earth is blue and there is nothing I can do. Comment. Would you agree with this statement?
Yes and no.
Yes. Yes. Why? No. Why? Yara, prepare yourself. I haven't heard your voice, Yara. Yara Hakim.
Okay, after Margarita, go ahead.
Deal.
So yes, because there is always something we can do, I think.
What Margarita can do?
Yeah, make a difference, you know, make a good impact, or so yeah, like I think that I don't know, saying planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do is very limiting. Obviously, it's a song and it's contextual and the rhyme and everything. I don't think that David Bowie was meant what I'm interpreting it as. But yeah, yes, because I mean, planet Earth is planet Earth, but we can do always something. It's always a choice to make a good difference or a bad difference. So that's why the no section.
Big like. Yara, go ahead, impress us.
Okay, so for me, I personally think that different cultures and different religion are a great thing. The more you have, the more rich your country is. So that's my point of view. I don't see it as a bad thing. On the contrary, it's a great thing. I learn from you, you learn from me, and we learn with our differences and we live with it.
Okay, great. Who would like, I haven't heard that. There is some voices, I haven't heard them yet. Dorothée, or I don't know who. There are some people that didn't share yet. It would be nice if you can enjoy your comment, please.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to relate to the David Bowie sentence, but I can share what inclusivity means to me. And I heard a Dutch guy, which I'm from the Netherlands, so it's easier for me to understand, say that inclusivity to him means to have all opinions. And I have to say that is the truth, to have all opinions on the table when you need to take a decision. But when I'm honest, I also have to say that sometimes I don't want to hear a different opinion or someone that is against my proposal. So yeah, then you really need to overcome maybe a personal barrier, open yourself and try again to connect with this person and really listen to a different opinion. Yeah.
Thank you. So in terms, if I understood well what Ms. Dorothée is saying, that in in theory, this looks easy, but in practice, when we came to enjoy this the visibility of this type of pilgrimage, or this type of trip, if I may, it's a little bit more complicated. It's easy to say, like Yara was saying just now, that we all enjoy diversity, or what I like to call this cosmic dance of dialogue. There is a cosmic dance of dialogue where we can dialogue with each others, where we do what I do call a kind of pilgrimage to the other. We travel, we go from our own background, and I take all my parcours, or my treasure, or my culture, or my wherever I am, wherever I am, in order to understand each and everyone's culture. Now, if I may ask you the question, what would make this trip, if I may, successful? Dorothée, would you like to continue? What would you make this type of understanding of different culture successful? Is my question clear, Dorothée?
Why it is successful, or
no? What can I do? What Ziad,
to
what
make it
Dorothée,
successful?
what Yara, what Alec, what Tamer, etc. can do to make this trip, or this pilgrimage, or this understanding toward celebrating diversity, celebrating intercultural dialogue, successful?
Yeah, I think it starts with a conversation with yourself. So to stay with the example that I just mentioned, when there is a different opinion at the table, it touches me. I might be irritated. So I need to do some self-reflection, like why it's probably an opinion, or when it's in a professional circumstance, it might be something that someone else is very good at, but it's not my main competence. And I also might be a little bit jealous of the quality of the other person, and maybe I wish I had it and I don't have it, and maybe that's why I'm first irritated. So yeah, it starts also with a personal conversation, I think.
Thank you. I really like it. Thank you, Dorothée. Hamza, and that's a great idea. Those who would like to take to have an input, you can raise your hand and I will call you one after one. So we'll have a first round. Excuse me. We will have a first round debating and explaining and commenting on this, how we can make successful this trip toward the other culture. And then at a later stage, I will add my own input in order to communicate some of the strategies that we can enjoy and learn from each other. So, Mr. Hamza, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. For me, I think when we saw like the video and when we had all these sharing experiences, we always talk about like the us and the other. So there's always like two parts in this culture, and if we saw like in the definition in the beginning, it's like something common between like let's just say a population or like some, let's just say like a number of people. So I see to make it like successful, I see that if I understand you and you understand me, I accept you and you accept me, then we can, like, even that we are different, even that we have like different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions, but if I accept you and you accept me, then we will live together in a great way, not only in a good way, but in a great way. So that's how I see the thing.
Merci. Thank you. Danke. Other voices. Yara, I guess yes, it is Wijdan.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead, please, Miss.
Yeah, of course. I just want to add something to the table, which is, I think personally that some of us, not all of us, should just stop pretending, because now we have all of this, like this trend of everyone is trying to be accepting and try to be understanding. And like all of a sudden, everyone is not homophobic, everyone is not Islamophobic. But I feel like you have to walk yourself through this journey. If you feel some type of way, for instance, let's say there are some people, and I actually have been through this, there are some people that are still internally and like from the inside and within, they still feel some type of way about people with hijab, about people wearing the veil, about people with beards, and yet they still try to pretend and they still try to portray themselves as these kind of people that understand and that they're not afraid, and they don't think that Muslim people are the terrorist ones. And unless you feel that way internally, don't pretend. Try to sit yourself down and try to go through that. And the same goes for some people. My friends, unfortunately, there are Muslims that believe that what is it called? Being gay or being like expressing your sexuality is forbidden, and yet they try to portray themselves as they're not homophobic. But if you're not convinced with that idea, then why are you trying to pretend just to fit in or to blend in some type of box?
Shukran. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yara, then Margarita, and we'll stop here. Okay, I will take one more, Marianne, and then that's it, because we need also to respect the schedule. Merci, Wijdan. Thank you. Yara.
I just wanted to add that you need to have an open mind, just, minimize the judgment and the ego. Our human ego plays a big role in this because everyone has ego. So just minimize our egos and learn. And I think history plays a big part. Like, for example, us Lebanese, we have a history with Syrians. So that's why there's a bit of conflict there. So we need to not completely forget the history, the past, but not make it affected to the future.
Thank you. Yeah, Margarita, and then we'll finish with Marianne.
Yes, maybe mine is an unpopular opinion. I think that obviously as she was saying before, it's normal that some people, or not it's normal, but it's part of society that some people are, express their beliefs. And I think that even if people pretend, and you can only pretend so much, you can only fake so much. I mean, if something does not sit right with you, it's going to come about. But I think that what is going to make the difference is people that stand up to that. So it's people who actually, instead of saying, oh, let me just turn a blind eye, as opposed to that, just, confront that, that narrow-mindedness, or that, that disbelief or opinion. Yeah.
Thank you. I will reach this point in a moment. Shukran. Thank you.
Okay.
Mariam, go ahead. And we'll finish here and we'll move to another section.
Yeah, I think we also need to differentiate the difference between culture and between labeling. Because, for instance, in my experience, I can easily be labeled to or linked to Islam, hijabi, but at the same time, I'm a individualist who happens to be a religious. So it's not vice versa. So I think one of the ways we can start understanding each other is actually take one body itself. So I'm one human being, one individual addressing the other individual, and try to chain every label out there.
Yes, we can. There is a short video that I use sometime, but I don't have enough time here to do. Label jars, don't label people. You know, we can label jars, but not people. I will continue now. I will take the floor. I will continue. Then I will move to another section. What are the key concepts about the culture in general? In term, the culture. What is the culture iceberg? There is different variety or different understanding of the culture, but in fact, we can simulate or compare a culture to an iceberg. In an iceberg, as you can see here, there is some part which is visible and some part which is invisible. And whenever we are looking to the other, whoever is this person that we may be in front, there is part that I can see, part that I can understand, part that I know, either that is related to clothes, rituals, behavior, the way he, she is dressed, the way he, she talks, the way that he, she likes, the color of the skin, whatever, etc. That visibly I can understand and I can possess and I can see. But there is other part that are ritual symbols that are in the middle, and there is a lot of things that I ignore. And the big challenge, if I may, the big challenge is to look to each and every one as in a 3D dimension, that in Maryam, that she was sharing her experience just now, that it's the part that I possess and I understand. She is one of us. She is one here in this group since many months. She is active, you know, talkative. She expresses her opinion. She's etc., etc., etc. This is what I have seen. How she is dressed, how she looks like, some part of what she thinks. But there is a lot of things that I ignore, even that has to do with human nature, personality, culture, belief, assumptions. So between the visible and invisible, and this is a big challenge and the big pilgrimage or the big trip that I need to do. And guess what? The big challenge is that this type of trip, this type of pilgrimage, this type of adventure, that I need to live with each and every person. There is a quote for a professor in the United States that is a good, very, very good friend of mine, Professor Swidler, who would say that always this beautiful quote: nobody would know everything about anything. I will repeat it: nobody would know everything about anything. The same, nobody would know everything about anyone. So even, let's say, Alec, Miriam, Dorothée, etc., everyone is progressing. Everyone today, we're going to be in a way. Tomorrow things may change. We may live different experiences. So between the visible and the invisible, and we need always to combine this. But among the visible, there is architecture, language, food, rituals, clothes. Those are easy to understand. The behavior, attitude are mixed. Beliefs, history, education, choosing glory, choosing drama, values, professional norms, rules, practice. There are always all the combination of this would consider or would fill or would design this cultural iceberg. So there is something that is covered and some other part that is over, where the visible and the invisible. And this would touch the clothing, etiquette, literature, values, etc. So you can imagine how many the big effort that we need to do in order to possess, in order to understand. For example, just giving an example, calling a professor by his name is very common in the United States. The reason is to allow free communication. While, let's say, at the university where I was with Alec, if a student will rarely call a professor by his name, exceptionally. So it depends on the culture. When you ask your junior Japanese colleague a question, she looks down to answer you. This does not mean that he is shy, but to mark respect to you, and so it's a way to answer. These are some examples that I wanted to share. In Germany, colleagues would say, no offense, but this is ridiculous, for example. So they are expressing their opinion in that way. And we can feel here the different challenges based on different culture. Now I want to share with you 10 effective strategies for a successful cross-cultural communication. After reading this, I will try to pick some of these actions, some of these strategies, and I will ask you if you can help me to give examples, so we make sure that we are understanding the same thing. So first point of these 10 effective strategies is it's very okay to ask questions. So in order, because we need to understand the invisible part of the cultural identity of the one with whom we are dealing. So it's extremely normal to ask questions. Distinguish perspectives, because the perspectives could also be very different from a experience to another. And another strategy that I would also like to share with you today, to build a self-awareness. And guess what? This building of self-awareness, nobody can do on our behalf. Nobody can do this type of awareness instead of Miriam. Nobody instead of do it for Alec. Nobody can do it for Hamza, Maria, etc. So everyone needs to do this own effort to do and to build a self-awareness. And by building self-awareness, also I am aiming, or I am trying to explain that sometimes we need to go out of our comfort zone. We need to go out of our comfort zone. And this is the biggest challenge. This is a very big challenge, to leave the comfort zone where we are and to move toward the other perspective. For example, I will give you an example in this regard. For example, the Lebanese fathers and mothers of today were the kids of yesterday, which means they were during the war of Lebanon, the civil war of Lebanon. They were raised, they were kids, and they were raised with an incomplete image of the other. And this generation, who were the kids of the war, are fathers and mothers today, which means that they are giving to their own children sometimes an incomplete image, because their understanding of the other experience or the other culture is not very clear or not very authentic. So you can imagine how the lack of understanding that could. So in order to the new generation of today, they need to build a serious effort to build a self-awareness, so they can get out of their comfort zone. They can get out of what their grandmother and grandfather and mother and father are telling them, in order to understand the other. We need also to recognize that there is complexity. In every culture, there is complexity. And it's something very normal. I cannot understand everything about Baha'ism, or about Native Americans, or about the Judaism, or Islam, or Christianity. It's normal to have complexity, but this complexity would not refrain me from doing an effort to cross-cultural, effective cross-cultural communication. Avoid stereotyping, and mainly when the stereotyping could hurt a generation or could be based on stories or bad example, etc. Respect differences. This is easy to say, just maybe what was sharing Dorothea right now. Respect differences, it's easy to say, not always easy to live, but it's a technique, it's a daily journey that we need to do, as also in the opening speech of today, journey of discovery that was quoted by Vedran, if I'm not wrong. So listen actively. So this is completely something very important, to listen actively and not to judge, not to evaluate, not to compare with my own cultural background, but try to understand and to find commonalities and how we can build the bridges. Be honest and be transparent with my own background, and saying, yes, I don't know enough about Islam. Yes, come here, Miriam, and please teach me more. Yes, Ornella, I don't know enough about I don't know about Italian traditions, etc. Be flexible, think twice. These are among the best strategies, or the 10 effective strategies that I would like to share with you. Who would like to pick any of these strategies and give me an example, please?
I could say something about, sorry.
Go ahead, Yarima.
I could say something about avoid stereotyping, because I always tell myself and tell people around me that I don't stereotype, but sometimes I bust myself doing it. But I think for me, that's the best also for self-awareness, because then I bust myself and I tell myself, oh, this is not the right thing to do or not the right thing to think. And then this way I can learn from it as well. But it's always hard. It's always easy to tell people like, I don't judge and I don't stereotype, but there's always something like There's always like, even if it's just for 5 seconds when you see someone walking by or something happening on the street or something like that, there's always a couple of seconds in your head like, oh, this is going on, but maybe it's just something completely different.
Thank you. Merci. Shukran. Thank you, Arima. Alec, go ahead, please.
Yeah, well, I'll choose the be honest strategy because we all know honesty is key. So I think that helps a lot with effective cross-cultural communication, in my opinion.
Shukran. Thank you. Hamza and then Ornella, and we will stop here for the sake of time. Hamza after then Ornella.
For me, I can choose like the ask questions strategy because I do it personally. Like if I had like a task or something to do, I always ask a lot of questions. It's not like to bother the other person, but I would like to understand the task very clearly. So I wouldn't understand it from my, I may understand it in a bad way, so I may do it wrong. So when I ask more questions, then I can understand the full vision. I can have the image very clear for me, and then I can do the task in a good way.
Shukran. Thank you. And then where is the lady that Ornella raised? You.
No, I just load my hands because it was a combo between be honest and ask question. I think they are two strategies that they goes very well together because you can ask a lot of questions and you can be honest about why you are asking so many questions about it. So I think it's a great combo.
Thank you, Ornella. Miriam.
I would say distinguish perspectives because for me, like after you are honest and have self-awareness, but how you'll do it. So if you understand perspective of each other, their own perspective, then you will shift from someone who has a different opinion than you, than someone who has a perspective. So it will be easier for you to interact with the other.
And last but not least, Margarita, and we'll stop here. Margarita.
No, I have bad news that we have about 15 minutes left.
Okay, so I will run.
Okay.
Thank you. Merci. This is very bad. And now I will share with you another video. Speak Up for Inclusion that embrace the idea of that was shared with Margarita a few minutes ago. Okay, so please just get ready. You can. Yep, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yep. Speak up. Go ahead.
You know that little voice in your head? The one that tells you to ignore a tasteless joke.
The one that tells you to keep quiet when a client makes a racist comment.
The little voice that tells you you're not smart enough because English isn't your first language.
Or that it's okay to judge someone for leaving early because they have family commitments. The one that tells you not to say anything when others are being reduced to stereotypes.
Or that it's not a big deal when everyone's opinion isn't considered.
You may think you're the only one that hears that voice, but that voice also speaks to other people. It says,
you're different. You're an outsider.
You lack commitment.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
Instead of listening to that little voice, you need to find yours and make it heard. It's time for all of us to speak up. Because when we change the dialogue, we can change our world.
Okay. You still here? Comments?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I look like I'm there on my beginning journey in UK, living in
Yes, yes,
UK.
yes. Yes, about this
Yeah,
English. This English was not my first language. It made me remind.
that is one of the
think about.
first things. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
yes,
and
yes.
the culture and okay, okay, that
Thank you,
mean like
Maya.
nicely way. Yeah.
When you were speaking before, I knew where we're coming, and I knew that we'll share this. Okay, other comments. Thank you, Maya.
No problem.
Other
Just
comments.
shows how relatable we are. We all like different yet similar. We have things that we think we only have, but yet we all have at the same time. It's really relatable. You feel like you can relate to it.
Yep. Shukran. Thank you. Go ahead.
And it's something that we don't talk about it because we're afraid to be vulnerable, to discuss that, okay, I'm afraid of it, you're afraid of it, everybody's afraid about the same thing. And this would help us even to grow and make us stronger.
Okay.
But we are afraid.
So the point about, because we still have 12 minutes, the idea here, because for me, this is why I have shared this documentary, is now we know what is culture. We are all facing the same situation, the same challenges. We understand cultural diversity. We are ready to commit, but now the second move would be about speaking up and raising our voice. And I guess this is one of the objectives of the training or the seminar or the workshop that you are doing together, to speak up, because it's good to know all of that, but it would be much better to try to change the reality, because changing the dialogue would change the paradigm, would change the situation, will change the situation overall. Some of the major points that I would like also to share with you about things to do in order to successful intercultural dialogue would be about the different this strategy that I would like to share with you. Don't assume that we are all the same. It's extremely normal that we are not all the same. Maya and her colleagues at work, they are not the same, and this is not bad. This is healthy. Diversity is healthy. What you think of as normal of human behavior may only be culture. Go back to Japan example that I have shared with you a few minutes ago. So sometimes we think that it's normal, but it has to do sometimes with the culture only. It's not more than that. Familiar behavior may have different meanings. Example, US, when you think that it's very familiar that someone would call the other one by his name, it's for sure related to the cultural background. Don't assume that that what you meant is what was understood. And this is extremely difficult. This is extremely difficult because I keep every day facing this type of examples where, let's say, someone in my surrounding would explain his point and he or she think that he said it, but I told her or I told him that, and we assume that the other understood fully what I said. And number 5, don't assume that what you understood is exactly and perfectly it was what was meant. So which require kind of very relaxing journey where we need to master, where we need to control the situation to make sure that not all what I have said was fully understood and not all what I have heard was fully meant. You don't have to accept different behavior, but it helps to understand where it comes from. So again, in this regard, we need to think and to look at each and everyone in a 3-dimensional criteria. In a 3-dimension, let's never forget the iceberg, culture iceberg. There is part of Maya that I understand and that I fully visible for me. Part of Katya, what I understand, part Omar, etc., whoever is here, and there is other part that I don't know about the other. Most people do behave rationally. You just need to discover the rationale. Other key point that I would like to use today: when communication cause conflict, be aware that problems may do with the style of the process more than of the content. So the style, how we communicate what we are trying to communicate, is not necessarily, could be only the way we are communicating that. Learn to understand different communication style could even benefit through expanding your repertoire and your way of analyzing and understanding the other. Communication across culture requires extra effort, but So good communication requires commitment and concentration. And again, nobody can do it on our behalf. It's a completely a personal journey. Although culture affects differences in communication patterns, there are many exceptions, which each group, depending on class, age, education, sex, stories, etc., could vary the understanding on this. Remember that communication is a process. Again, I want to reuse the word that was used today in the opening of Vedran, journey of discovery and exchange. So remember that communication is a process and that the process varies among culture. Look at what might be getting in the way of understanding. Constantly ask what is going on here. So, and to recheck assumptions, or if you'd like, to recheck stereotypes, like I guess it was mentioned a few minutes ago with one of our colleagues. Avoid jokes, words, or expression that are hot buttons, such as those who are based on ethnicity, race, or gender, because we are not fully aware or fully, we don't possess everything about the other perception. How would they understand ethnicity, race, or gender? Use languages that foster trust. For example, about these languages that use trust, foster trust, I appreciate your effort on this. Allow me to help, introduce myself. Frankly speaking, this is my side of I truly believe in, or and creating foster alliance, sharing the best we have. So these, through using these strategies, would be very helpful in terms of understanding and focusing and fostering intercultural communication. Respect differences. Don't judge people because the way they speak. Then I will probably I will need to finish by this perception. We live in a VUCA times. VUCA would means for me volatility is rampant across the political landscape. Every situation is very fragile, and the political landscape is different from a society to another. We live in an uncertainty. Uncertainty is what we live and breathe with COVID, war in Europe, Middle East, radicalism, fundamentalism, left wing, right wing, etc. And we live in a complexity, and complexity of our new normal is confusing and stressful. And also we live, so this complexity is creating, I guess, and Dorothy touched this point, I guess, because sometimes when I feel that I don't master or the other person have things that not necessarily I possess fully or I understand fully, it may create a lot of stress on me. Ambiguity, also another point. Ambiguity seems to be waiting us around every corner. But with the frustration of the VUCA come opportunities for change and for growth. So this VUCA time, this volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, push each and everyone to understand our limitations and to understand that there is a lot to do in order to get out of our comfort zone and to move toward a better understanding of the other. Did someone want to raise his hand? An attitude, for sure, there is a useful attitude of assertiveness. Assertiveness is a capacity to express one's opinion and one's feeling in a respectful manner, in the front of opponent, but in a very respectful way, without prejudice, without stereotypes, without aggressiveness and arrogance, without fear and provocation, without giving excuses or justification, relying on self-esteem. And this is a very important point, self-esteem, letting the others be responsible for their own behavior and emotions. For sure, among the things that we need to avoid, take an attitude, behavior, or values, as your values as universal. Take what is behind an attitude as identical of exactly what you are. Believe that what you mean is actually what was being understood, etc. These are among the things, I guess, that we need also to avoid in order to limit or to refrain from doing damages in terms of this intercultural communication with the other. These are the different types that I would like to share with you today. being always keeping this idea of modesty, prepared to change paradigm, learn more, etc., and build relation with the others. These are the things that I guess would be very helpful in order to help us to build a better understanding. Yeah. Voila. I will finish here today. I would.
Dr. Fahed, sorry, can I ask you to go back to the the next one. Yeah, Jimmy Dean. Thank you. I wanted to take a photo of it. Sorry. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
I will stop here. Sorry, I had to rush because I guess I don't want to use more than the time that was allocated for my presentation. The PowerPoint is here. If I will be open for two more minutes if you want me to refocus on one point or another.
If nobody has any questions, I would actually like to thank you because I think that the interactions that we've had were actually very genuine and they were definitely useful to get to know one another, which is not something that often we do, especially online and especially behind the screen. It's very easy to lose focus and to detach yourself from the situation. Meanwhile, I think you actually did a great job at keeping us together and keeping us focused. So thank you for that. And thank you for your knowledge, of course, and thank you for being with us. We would actually like to, to have you in our next dialogues as well, should you be able to. Now I'm going to steal 2 minutes of your time, of everyone's time, because I'm going to send you on the chat what we call a post-assessment survey, which is just to sort of get an idea of what we learned and what we sort of touched base with. So I'm going to send you the Google Form link in the chat, if you could all click on it. And then we also have a quality survey, which is the QR code that Vedran is displaying on the video. So if you can just take a few more minutes to do both of them, so the link and the QR code, we will be very, very grateful. I'm actually going to do them as well.
And yeah, maybe just to share, to check our online course that is starting tomorrow. If you still didn't register, you still have time to register and enroll in this. And yeah, when can we expect the next meeting?
So our next dialogue.
18th of October. Nice.
Absolutely. On the 18th of October, and it will be on digital. So today was part of the intercultural dialogues. In October, we'll touch on the digital side of it. So of course, if anybody wants to register or get in touch, we are going to share it on all of our pages. So you're welcome to visit the website of the project as well. And of course, again, I'm just going to say this again. If you do wish to be added to the Telegram group or the dialogues, just send us a message with your phone number and then we will add you. So that should actually be able to keep in touch with the others. Maya, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, so I should put in Italy like the country again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
No problem.
The link to the course. I see Seme asking the question. I can send you the registration form on the chat as well.
Thank you.
So Seme, I sent you the registration form for the data protection and cybersecurity YOC or interactive course that is starting tomorrow, and it's going to span over a period of 6 weeks. So it's going to be ending on the 19th of October, and you can register and then we will send you an email with more information, of course, more detailed information. Mhm. You put it in front of Mhm. So if everyone has, managed to fill in the quality survey as well as the post, yes, there are going to be certificates. There are going to be weekly certificates to the course. And on each certificate, of course, we are going to be adding the module that we've done in the lesson. And Arminia also just replied, yes.
Yeah, so we have in any case even participation certificate for today, and when you finish the online course, you are as well getting certificate for that.
Margarita, I have a question.
Yeah.
For the Telegram, where do you want us to send our numbers?
You can either send it on the chat to me, directly to me. Otherwise, I mean, I can write my email address right here, actually. So that if you want, you can just copy the email address and give me the phone numbers. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. So if everybody has managed to fill in both questionnaires, I think we're done. I'm going to say that I hope to see you or some faces soon. Definitely in the next dialogues, it would be nice. And I hope you keep up to date with the project through our website and social media pages, and definitely see you again, hopefully soon.
Thank you so much. This was
Thank you, everyone.
valuable.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Bye. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mr. Ziad.